This is a quick video to show you a little bit more about Time to Climb, which is a gamified quiz in Nearpod. So I'm starting out here in my Nearpod account and I'm on my homepage, which will always just show you your own little library of lessons you've created or collected. If you want to find a Time to Climb that's already been created, what you want to do is go here to the left-hand side where it says Nearpod Lesson Library. You're going to select that. And what you can do actually here in the lesson library is just search for Time to Climb. When this loads, it's going to show you everything. Right here, it's any grade or any subject. You can come over to the left-hand side and use the subjects or grades to filter out and get things that only maybe you're interested in. So if we just did something simple, if you only want things that are for fifth grade, you could select just fifth grade. I do select surrounding grades as well because that some people might think it's really for fifth grade, or others might consider it something that would be good for sixth grade too. So if you want to see a little bit more of what it's going to look like, when you just kind of hover over it, you're going to see down here, it does say preview lesson. So you want to select preview lesson if you want to just get a look at it before you save it to your own library. So what you'll see when it loads is you're going to be able to just click through it and see the different slides. And this is where it can get a little bit tricky. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like because it can be easy to make it seem like there actually isn't that much to it when there really is. Okay, so here we are on our preview. You see that there is only 5 slides here. So when you use this arrow, it's going to filter you through. It says about this activity. And this is just what the slides you would see. But now we're getting to slide 3. And this is the actual Time to Climb game. You do want to wait a second because if you just come to it and don't wait a minute, if you keep sliding to 4, you're not going to see the actual questions. So these are the questions that the student is going to see. And what you want to do from here is start scrolling down. And this is where it can get confusing. It might seem when this loads that there's only one question to this entire Time to Climb quiz, but it's not. Here's the first one question a student would see. You then start scrolling down to see all the different questions in this quiz. After that, you can use this. This is the next slide. There's a little poll that they have that students would be able to answer. And then the slide 5 is just the final slide. Thank you for playing. So again, slide 3 is where all of the questions are. Slide 3 these are the questions that students will see and get to answer when they're playing the game. So what you do is you wait for that slide to load and then just leave it, and then you can start scrolling down to see all the different quizzes. Now, let's say you're interested in it, you really like this one. All you have to do is hit add to my library. And now if I go back to the home button, you'll see that it's saved there. Now, remember that you can edit these. So you can take this, which is the one I just added, addition and subtraction Time to Climb. If you hover over it, you can hit edit. And you can either make a copy of the lesson or just edit the exact lesson. If you hit make a copy, you'll have the original one with no changes, and this will open up a whole new separate copy for you. So that original one you saved, nothing will happen to it. This would be a duplicate lesson where you're making changes. So again, when you're here, again, it can look a little bit tricky, but remember that slide 3, this was where all the questions are. So if you want to change the questions, either add questions or delete questions, you're going to want to select this slide. And you're going to want to use this slide only to make changes to the questions. So I'm double clicking it and it's going to load, it's going to open it up. Now those other slides that are there, you can delete those slides or change them if you want to, but if you're interested in changing the questions in the quiz, you need to double click on that Time to Climb slide, which was the third one in this presentation. And when this loads, you're going to see all of those questions. And you're going to be able to delete them. You can add answers to them if you want to make it a little more challenging. You saw that this quiz mostly had 3 choices. So you can, from here, change things. I'm just going to scroll up because it took me to the bottom of this quiz. But it doesn't matter, which question it is. You can right here add answers. You'll see there's 9 questions. So here's question 2 of 9. Over here is the seconds. So you can give students you can change the time that they have to actually answer the question. So, you can give them 10 seconds if you want them to solve it really quickly, or you can extend it past 30 seconds. You can duplicate the question. You can delete the question completely. And like I said, you can actually add text to things. You could add images. If you want a reference image, you can add an image to it, to what they would see. And if you want to add additional questions, you just come here and hit add questions. So you can go ahead and make tons of changes to these time to climb. It's really super easy to do. When you're done, you either hit save. In this case, I'm just going to hit cancel. And you'll have the whole thing updated and ready to go. Now, like I said, from here, you can delete. If you don't want to give them a poll, you can delete this slide. You can delete anything you want or add new slides. You can add a whole new slide with your own introduction that you want the students to see. But again, the questions to the quiz are in that time to climb slide, and that can be a little tricky to find sometimes. So that's pretty much it. That is how to find and edit time to climbs that already exist. If you have any questions, please reach out to me.